Mr. Chair, thanks for the opportunity to speak to this bill. It's a very small bill, very short bill, but it's had a lot of consideration put into it. It was really brought about by the fact that certainly when I was Minister of Police, several police officers had spoken to me about the fact that when they were assaulted by offenders and if charges were laid about that assault, that quite often comments were made, which was based even in court, which was to the extent that, well, you're police officers, you should be able to put up with it. Now, that's completely unacceptable, and our government decided that that wasn't going to be something that we would stand by and let happen, and we would make it very clear to judges that, in fact, it is important that they view the work of the police and corrections officers placed in similar positions as positions of extreme importance. They help keep the country safe. They are certainly the first who will be criticised if they don't take action in dangerous situations, and they are expected to go into situations where the rest of us can flee, basically, or choose not to go, and they don't get the choices that the rest of us do. The matter that has been raised, the supplementary order paper from Charles Chevelle. Mr. Chevelle came to me, spoke to me about what he would like to add to the bill, and we looked at that and acknowledged the fact that he came and spoke to me about that. I'd also like to acknowledge the work done by the Ministry of Justice in being able to assist with that SOP along with the bill, and to make sure that matters would in fact be able to work well together, both the SOP and the bill itself. And I've done a lot of work on that, as have my office as well, with Mr. Chevelle. The other supplementary order paper by Mrs. Lolly Taylor. Unfortunately, Mrs. Lolly Taylor has not raised this matter with me at all, and so I was quite surprised to see that that's not really the way that we'd normally get changes to a bill. I'm always happy to discuss changes to the bill, as I think the Green Party should know, Mr. Clendon should know. I'm happy to take on board, and Mr. Chevelle knows, as long as we discuss it. So it was disappointing to see that Mrs. Lolly Taylor did not come and see me about it or want to discuss it. And if I had not been a previous Minister of Corrections, since I've... Sorry, what's that, Mr. O'Rourke?
Nobody needs to come and see you about anything.
Well, actually, Mr. O'Rourke, it's really helpful so we can get matters sorted out. Fortunately, Mr. O'Rourke thinks you should get changes to bills by not coming and seeing the Minister about it. I think that's somewhat naive, and I think he should take the move from it's very naive. However, fortunately for Mrs. Lolly Taylor and what she's trying to do, I am a former Minister of Corrections and therefore have been into the prisons, as has Mrs. Lolly Taylor when she used to work for Corrections. And so I am aware of the situation that there are many non-uniformed staff who are often put in quite dangerous situations if an offender wants to behave in a violent manner towards them. So I have a great deal of sympathy for it. But I understand from Mr. O'Rourke they didn't want to talk to me about it. But I think it's quite a good thing for us to look at, and I'm sure he'll want to convince me about why we should be supporting it, because so far they've treated us with some arrogance, frankly, and this Parliament's been very good at looking at this bill and looking at how we can actually make the bill better. And Mr. Chevelle has been able to do that, and I'm looking forward to the contribution from Mr. O'Rourke, because on the face of it I think it's probably quite a good provision, but I'm sure he'll want to fully convince me on it.
The Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Chairman, this bill